Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live, everybody. Especially everybody who's watching the replay. Make sure down below in the comments you say, hey, hey. So we're back again with the 1-2. Today's prompt is asking us who in your family offers you emotional support that feels genuine and grounding. I like those two terms, genuine and grounding. What do they do or say that helps you feel understood? Reflect on their role in your life and express heartfelt gratitude. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about who in our family offers emotional support that's genuine and grounding. So let's do a Q&A poll. Who in your family offers emotional support? Period. We're just going to start with that one. And we're going to do this one because it's red and it gives heart to heart, or maybe green. No, red. There we go. Hello. God's Harness. Hi. There we go. How are you doing today? I want to show y'all in the gratitude journal. This is how it looks like on the inside, right? And I like how I have my quotes in here. It says, we are never so lost that love can't find us. Hey, Belle. I ain't seen you in a minute, Belle. How you been, baby? We are never so lost that love can't find us. Y'all know if y'all be with me, I'm always saying we are love. So really it's all about becoming more aware of the love already in your life. But how's y'all Sundays going? How's everything? What's been the best part of y'all's day today? Hey, Reginder. This morning I got up and all I did a little journaling this morning because I didn't do any last night or the night before. It's been tough the past few days. Really. If you don't mind, what happened? Why is it tough? If you do mind, you ain't gotta say nothing. Just be like, girl, and I'll know exactly what you mean. But yeah, we are never so lost that love can't find us. You want some juice? Here, friend. It's cold, that's why I got this paper towel around it. But here you go. Don't spill none of my juice. Don't spill none. You just been feeling sick and have some family issues. Okay. Well, I will see you in good light and all things get resolved in the best way possible. Thank you, Rajinder. Okay, best friend trip. I like that. That sounds fun. A best friend trip. Hey, Gazai boss. Greetings from Germany. Shout out to Germany. Hi, Marazim. Hi, Abishik. Aw, Bill, that's really nice. I love that. It's really tying into the conversation, not particularly the one today, but the conversation that we've been having for the past couple of weeks about belonging and love. And that's why it's so important. You said it really helped me reset and connect back to what I truly am. Like, that is so beautiful. Do I speak Spanish, Leonardo? I speak a little Spanish. Gazabos, you still talking trusts? It may come up, but that's not the main conversation for today. Today we're talking about emotional support from family members. All around show 100 said lips not up for discussion. Okay. Hey, Nishant from India. Hi, Tracy. Hello, Leandro. Michael, you said, can you help me out today? What we need help with? John said, look behind me. Oh my God. What is that? What is that? Hi, Nargal. Hello, Dilo. Thank you, Nishant. Rebecca said, I'm talking to you, girl. Okay, girl. Hey. Anonymous, welcome back, Anonymous. You said nobody in my family offers support because everyone busy just trying to survive. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Marazin. Tracy said cousin and mom. Okay. Doug said, I knew I was an unwanted baby when I saw that my bath toys was a toaster and a radio. Are we being for real or are we joking today? Which one is it? Hey, biggest fan. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, William. Hey, Simone. I have not read the Quran. Hey, outside. Nishant said, Grandpa. Somebody said, do a 360. No, thank you. I'm sitting down for the moment. Hi, Summit. Hey, La Nota, Argentina. Okay, saludos. Bienvenidos, Argentina. Tech said, no one, really. That's why I'm mentally ill. Y'all. Mind y'all, we was talking about iPads yesterday. So I charged my iPad. I charged it. I have not picked this iPad up in like a year, if I could be so for real. I have not picked this iPad up in like a year. I've been heavily using my phone and my computer. Let me see. Thank you to everybody who's liked the video. We got 16 likes. I appreciate you guys. Hola, Nikolai. Hey, Raphael. Thank you, Nargol. Hi, Steven. Hi, Luca. Hi, Curtis. Where did I get the tree? I got this tree off of Facebook Market. That place that I got it from, they no longer sell them because they had different ones. Can I speak English? No, I do not speak English. Thank you, Tex. Hey, Shazian. Hey, Shanice. Okay, you love my voice. Thank you, baby. Okay. Thank you, Poppy. Okay, y'all talking. Everybody talking about the lip combo going crazy. Let me screenshot this because I'm trying to get the lip brand. I need a brand. And if nobody sponsors me, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do is just create my own brand at this point. Thank you, Peyton. I made these earrings myself. Yes, I literally made these earrings myself. I poured it. I created the color, the glitter in it, and I clipped these little clips together and I put every part together. Every single piece of this earring I made from scratch. Botarde follow Brazil. Okay, Botarde. I'm guessing that means good evening from Brazil. Hello, cutie pie. Jake says she pretty herself up for this. Be respectful. Yes, and also for today, I have some things to do. Today, I got to prepare for my week. I got to meal prep. I got to clean. Shout out to Argentina again. Please take, Isla said, please take the question down because I'm in a foster home. Why we got to adjust to you? Because of your trauma, baby. We can't just adjust to everybody because of their trauma now. You can adjust the question for yourself, though. Family does not have to be biological. If you was raised in a foster home, do you not consider any of the kids you was raised around family? Or any of the people who raised you family? If not, I mean, it's okay. You don't got to think of them as family. But if you have no family whatsoever, then we just got to say, I don't have family. And maybe it's time to start looking for, you know, opening up to creating your own family. Not just having children. I'm not saying have kids. But you can make your own family. Family is just people who dwell in the same place. They don't even have to live in the same place. But they have the same mission. They're working towards the same goals together as a unit. Hey, Mageesh. Avery said my dad. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Ranbeer said, why don't you upload videos regularly? I come on this live every single day. What is you talking about? You mean like actual videos? What type of videos do you want? Because I come on live every day. Hi, hello, everybody. Okay, I'm scrolling down so we can get to the bottom. Belle, you said my mom used to make jewelry. I love that. Avery said, I make earrings too. Okay, we got all the baddies in the chat. Thank you, Darren, for hitting the like button. We got 33 likes. Yay. Yay. Mr. Cabone said friends over family. So they are your family now. Just make them your family. Let's talk about family. A lot of people are saying they don't even deal with the family. Let's start talking about building our family then. Z said marriage before procreation. Where'd that come from? Thank you. It's Mooney. Welcome to the community, baby. And then Kajo Kika Joan. Hey. Mike said, nah, family is blood and DNA. Let's talk about it. So if you believe, and this is not to go against what Mike is saying, but I want to see where you guys' mindset is. If you believe that family is only from DNA and genetics, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that you can have family who are not biologically related to you, put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. So 1, if you think family only has to be blood related. 2, if you think family can be non-blood related. And then I'll tell you guys what I think. Hi, Power of Human Knowledge. Hi, Megan. Hi, Satir. It's Mooney said, I'm sick, but also my mom supports me a lot. I love that. I love it. Somebody said, why your wig cricket? I don't know, y'all. Can you help me out? Help me not make a cricket no more. Hola, Eric. Hola. Thank you, blogger. Oh, Derek said he hit like and subscribe because I'm so pretty. Thank you. Z said 1. Is Mooney said 1. Emmanuel said 2. Hey. Belle said 2. It's Mooney said blood can affect both. D Wade said, do multiple baby mamas count as family? Yes. As soon as you procreate with anybody, you have now added them to your family tree. Little Mouse House said, my mama supports me so much. Jaden said, in my family is my sister that has been short for 3 years. Okay. You love my earrings? Thank you so much, baby. D said he got 12 baby mamas. I know people who got more than that. Nah, I'm playing. Somebody said I got 1 baby mama with a dying rose. Christian said my mom loves me. So it wasn't a lot of people who voted, but it looked pretty even. It was just a few people who voted, but it looks like half said yes, the other half said no. Me personally, the closest family members that I grew up around were not biologically related to me. So the ones that I grew up around, we were related by marriage. And those were the closest. So most of my cousins who I'm very close to, we are not biologically related to each other. My aunts and uncles that I was raised around, we were not biologically related to each other. But because we was related by marriage and my grandparents have been married for so long, you know, they created a stepfather, stepmother. You come together, you have a blended family. When you have a blended family, blended means that y'all blended through marriage, not biologically. So that's why I don't think that you need to be biologically related to people in order for them to be your family, because I would definitely have lots of family members, but I wouldn't have any that were close to me emotionally. Somebody said, lucky for your mans, I got 14,000 baby mamas. Rick said, I miss you. I miss you too, friend. Welcome to the live. It's Mooney said, the other way, if it's not your blood related, if you was close by your siblings, just like, for example, my cousin is close by blood related to me. Yeah. Also, like, when you do have siblings, sometimes your siblings marry somebody or they procreate with somebody, then their family becomes part of your family, right? That's not blood, although, you know, that child connects y'all, but you're not related to them by blood. But that may now be, okay, that's my cousin because that's my, what do you call it? That's my brother's wife's cousin, you know? Something like that. Ooh, girl, not you calling me M-E-I. Literally, only a few people spell me like that around me. So the fact that you just spell my name like that just shocked me a little bit. He said, I'm kind of smart, girl. You're really smart. But, so that is why I do not believe that it has to be genetics. You can create your own family. The thing about it is that you do have to have some things in common. You do have to have common goals or common type of love for each other or dedication and loyalty to each other. And that sometimes can be the hardest part about building and finding your tribe or your family, is being able to feel emotionally connected and trusting of each other. Okay, so let's talk about it. So we've gotten a lot of people who's commented and told us who in their family offers emotional support. I want more people. I want to see if 5 more people can tell us. Derek, he said, I'm related to my brothers and sisters, even my mama, even my grandpa, my papa, even my cousins, even my uncle. Okay. I want to see at least 5 more people who can tell us who in their family offers emotional support. We've seen mom, grandpa. That's what I remember from right now. Omega Dress said, it's a dark side to family, hence why I don't think I should create one. What is it? And no, I don't want to hear a sad story. No, thank you. Omega Dress, I want to hear this dark side to family. Pranoy said mom and younger sister. Mom and younger sister, I like that. There we go. Little Mouse House said, my cousins helped me a lot in many ways. Okay. Wesley said, absolutely no one, even through rehab and mental institute, no one was actually there for me. They just liked the idea of my presence, but I closed the door a long time ago. Ashram, you like my videos? They're interesting. Okay. Omega Dress said, especially when someone passed away and you get to see the whole family fight over resources and property. Is that what happened? Hola, Manuel. The Battle Zone said, I think there's an empty void. Champion said, my brother and mom. Okay. Belly said, OMG, I just did a really good reading and I got 3 cups, which represents sisterhood and chosen family coming to help you. Ooh, and that's what already happened. That's what happened. You just told me that that's exactly what happened. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you to everybody who's liked the video. We had 47 likes. Thank you, guys. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's get into the etymology of family first. I want to talk about that. So I'm going to look that up real quick. Bill, you said, and by the way, those are just material issues. That is not the dark side of family. If you are feeling that is true, then you need to reflect on what has shaped you. Thank you, Aria. Omega says secret and lies. That is the dark side of family. Not, and then Belle, you said not just write off any commitment to family. Alex, you said you a baddie twin. Okay, twin. Hanan said my mom always. Belle said everyone is deserving of family and belonging. Ooh, yeah. I think that, yeah, Omega, you're right, but we got to look at what we're focused on right now, because we're not focused on these are all the negative things. If we wanted to go and talk about all the negative things that family has done, that's a very easy conversation, especially if you are, I'm not going to say anything, any type of community, because every race has terrible family members who hold secrets, who, you know, they don't want to speak of the real issues in the family and change things. Anybody can have those conversations. But today we want to focus specifically on the emotional support that you've received. And this is how we do gratitude. A lot of times it's very easy to get off topic and focus on the bad things, but we need to focus on the topic at hand, which is emotional support. And although it may feel like when you see all the negative things first, it may feel like your family has never offered you any source of emotional support, but there is somewhere, at least one time in your whole entire life where you would have received some type of emotional support. It doesn't have to be just from family, but if you can figure out when you receive that little bit of emotional support, you may be able to, it may be clearer for you to see it in your family as well. So just focus for you. If anybody's on this live and they feel like, okay, my family has never provided emotional support, take family out of it and look at who has provided me emotional support. And then let's talk about how they did that. My grandpa and uncle, I can only trust them too. Omega said, then the best I've gotten is from my uncle and nanny on positive emotional support. There you go. There you go. I definitely feel like I have an uncle who, he gives me positive emotional support. I remember when one of the first times I had came to visit him, and he had washed my car and he had gave me some money because I had drove to, you know, to go visit him. It was like it wasn't for just him, but it was my family. And it was like an 8-hour drive. So I was about to drive back home and he was about to give me some money. And I was like, no, it's okay. Thank you. And he was like, never deny when people try to give you stuff. You are blocking your blessing every time. And then since he told me that, anytime somebody try to give me something, I'm like, thank you. Because I wanted the money regardless. I just was so used to telling people, no, it's okay. I got it. I'll figure it out by myself. But now I don't do that no more. So when you really just look up the definition, the etymology definition of family, it is a thing. It's a people. It's a group of people, person, thing. And it's funny because it actually means servants of a household. That's what family means. So you know how when the taxes come and they be like, who all live in this house? That's your whole family. The Battle Zone said, I was in confinement and the family tone has changed currently. Now I'm in just dealing with it. Oh, you was in jail? Aaron said, I got emotional support from my family through my faith they introduced me to. Forgiveness is underrated. Said, I don't have emotional support, especially from my father. It's sad. I just be outside and meditate, relax instead of this toxic household at this point. Napoti said, my family is negative. It gives me the motivation to do things which I found difficult. Ooh. Charlotte said, my emotional support started when I was very young. I was adopted out of a bad situation at 3.5 years old. Ooh, okay. Omega, you said, I even had to once be honest at a family event, yet have given me my father's last name and my mother and father wasn't married at all. I'm surrounded by the side of my mother's family last name. Ooh, it's Mooney, baby. Baby girl, I hope you figured that out, girl. Nim Cavalli said father. I like how many people are saying that their father gave them emotional support. I love that. I love it. I love it. So back to what I was saying. Servants of a household, that means they all collectively live in a household. So it says, mind you, I'm on etymology, what is this called? Etymolon.com. So members of a household, the estate, property, the household, including relatives and servants. Servants are slaves. So all those people who live on a house, in a household. I'm about to look up household. Yeah, there we go. Hey, y'all. Oh, we got 55 people and 55 likes. The Battle Zone said, can you do a survey, male or female response? What type of survey are you looking for? And shout out to you, Charlotte. Welcome to the community, baby. Nathan said nobody. Hi, Anwar. Dominic said okay. Omega, you said, yeah, I would wish abandonment of a father on anyone. Yeah. I probably should have did a little bit more research on the etymology of family before I got on here, but that is okay. Ciao, Loris. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Battle, you said father versus mother support. Oh, okay, let's try it. Actually, I'm scared. I get scared because a couple of times I did a poll and it completely just ended the live. So I try not to just do polls anymore unless it's at the very beginning of the live. But we can do a count of 1 or 2. So if you're in the chat and you feel like you receive more emotional support from your mom, put a 1. If you feel like you receive more emotional support from your dad, put a 2. And if it's neither one of them, put a 3. That's how we can do that, my friend. So I'm going to repeat it again. If you are in the chat, you feel like you receive more emotional support from your mom, put a 1. More emotional support from your dad, put a 2. Neither one of them, put a 3. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of 3s. Oh, nature said they're dead. What about before they died? I'm seeing, okay, Richard said 5. Come here, baby. You want to say hi to the live? Come here, my lovey poo. Come here. Okay, so I'm seeing 2s, 3s. Okay, you said my sister. Okay. 1, okay. If anything, the most that I seen was 3. Thank y'all. Thank you, T. The most that I'm seeing is 3. Oh, Miranda said option 4, my grandma. Okay. Wow. You know what? I received the most emotional support from my grandmother too. So mine's is option 4 as well. Option 4. Issa said my sister. Ismuni said 1. So if I could say the least that I'm seeing is 2. The least that I'm seeing is 2. The most that I'm seeing is 3. Which I'm surprised. 2 when they were alive. Okay. I'm surprised. Gratitude is important, Charlotte. Issa said my twin sister. Y'all want to say hi? Baby, say hi to the live. His name is Red. This is my son. So many people say, do you have kids? This is my son. This is my emotional support animal. So if it's not my grandma, it's my son giving me all the emotional support. And he gets so tired of me. He be like, girl, bye. And he go mind his own business somewhere. No, but if I do start crying, he'll come and he'll rub up against me if I start crying. So yeah, this is my emotional support animal. This is actually my family member as well. We've been family for such a long time. Right, baby? He just want to chill. I'm gonna let him chill. Thank you, Hunting. So even if you have servants, that's still your family. Have y'all thought about that? You know, people have like maids and like nannies and like all those things in their house. Once you have people who serve your household, that's still your nanny. I mean, that's still your family. Um, but then it says, as time went on, it started to shift towards kinship and close relations. So not just people who, you know, blood or live in the same household. It started to shift towards people who have close relationships. Are people who are under one roof or authority. Family can be people under one roof or authority. It really makes me think, you know, I'm an American. The America is my domestic land. So would Americans be considered my family since we're under the same authority? It's making me think. We're not related by blood, but these are my people. I'm about to ask chat, since I'm American, would America be my family? Let's see what it says. NSCNZ said mom. So it said your fellow Americans aren't your literal family, but in a symbolic sense, they can be seen as part of your extended human national family, the larger group you belong to. Ooh, the larger group you belong to. But overall, if we want to look at who family is, it's going to be people who you're related to by blood, marriage, or adoption. Or you can have a chosen family. So you have your kin family, then you have your chosen family. That's something that we got to think about. I didn't think about that. A chosen family. If y'all want to see my son, you know, he just vibing. There you go. A chosen family is going to be people you consider family because of closeness and support. So if you guys are on here, I love you too, Hafsa. It's when you said what? I don't know, girl. Hey, Clarence friend, welcome back to the live, baby. Hey, John. Matt, I'ma block you. I'ma block you, Matt. Are you ready? So, back to what I was saying. If you guys, because a couple of people in the chat had talked about the fact that they don't have any family, they don't deal with their family, they don't like their family, that's cool. You ain't got to do that. But at least, do you have a chosen family? Do you have a people who you're close to that you feel like you get support from? Do you? Do you feel like you have that? Because if we need family, that's like your original belonging. We're talking about love and belonging. You originally belong in a family. And on top of that, sometimes we do have to be honest and say, I may not like these people who I come from this bloodline. I don't like these people. I don't respect these people. I don't care for these people. These people have given me so much trauma, fear, abandonment issues. That's what these people have done, right? That's okay. We still have to accept that they are still biologically related to us. And at the end of the day, we're going to have some type of similarities just off the solid understanding that we're biologically related. Thank you again for the data chat family. Y'all, we family up in here. Hey, Johnny. That's something to think about. Yep, Clarence. Hey, that's how I'm going to start pronouncing y'all's names if I don't know how to say it. What is that? Ivine, Amina, you said, yes, I have my family, husband, and children. Ooh. Hey, Pete. Hey, Hafsa. I made your day. You made my day just by calling me the way you spelled it. Drop the lip combo. Y'all know I done did it too many times. Thank you, Drew. I love you too, Mooney. Charlotte said, I have a lot of sisters and brothers from another mother, is what I call them. Yup. Belly said, I feel that I have done so much healing from the hurt I've gotten from my family. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Johnny. Tina said, none. Antoine said, nobody. Raw, it's not a dedicated video, but I have a couple of my videos. It's the first thing that I have shown you guys. I might just have to do it again until I just figure out how to get a sponsor or get my own lip brand. I gotta figure something out. I got to figure something out. It's giving my own lip brand. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. Charlotte said, I couldn't care less the color of a person's skin. That doesn't matter to me. Family is family. Thank you, Richard. Purr. Thank you. So family is family. I love that, Charlotte. Let's get more into emotional support and what that looks like in action. It really seems very similar to the conversation we had yesterday. I love you too, Shakri. Hello, Liz. I love you too, Lillian. Hey. It really is similar to the conversation that we had yesterday. Okay? And it says listening and giving your full attention. This is how you give emotional support. Okay, Battle Zone. Thank you, baby. Listening, validating. Oh my God. That is why so many people have anxious attachment styles. Don't get me off topic now. But so many people have anxious attachment styles because they were not validated by their family when they were growing up. And now they do not know how to validate themselves. And now they seek validation from external sources. Unknowingly, they do this. Subconsciously, not knowing. I am not a mental health therapist. I am a speech therapist. I'm a communication specialist. I do speech therapy. But a lot of people are seeking validation from external sources because they were not taught how to do it through their families. It was not modeled in their family dynamics. And so that's how they're receiving emotional support, is from external sources like men or women who really are not truly providing that real emotional validation, because it's sickening. Let me give you an example of how this works. I'm gonna give you an example, okay? Belle said, I did that all the time. Kevin said, listen, you right too. A lot of people don't like to listen. I really don't. Or keep it real. I be having a problem, so I'm glad I'm watching you if you teaching me a lot right now. Hey, okay, we teaching a lot. I'm learning too. We all learning. Liz said she has a God in her heart, no more space, but she can show her heart. Richard said, my ex-boyfriend was too attached to then blame it back on me. Johnny said, my brother's wife. Oh, gives you a lot of emotional support. Interesting. 1% Club said, none of my family members give me emotional support. Okay, thank you, Anaya. So let's talk about what seeking validation is, and we'll continue the conversation of emotional support in action, what that looks like. So I'm going to give you an example, because y'all know I do readings. Not only that, but I see people in real life. I see it in real life. Seeking emotional support is like sometimes being a workaholic. You were not praised. Workaholic are addicted to getting good grades in school and being like #1, right? You were not validated in being praised for your hard work and efforts in your family system. When you would do something good, it either went unacknowledged or it wasn't enough. So now you're seeking praise, somebody being proud of you, recognition through work and education. That's why a lot of people just keep going back to school for no reason. It's like going in a circle, because every time they get them good grades, they get them A's, them teachers, they the teacher pet, they get them degrees. That's the only time people come out and praise them. So now they in a cycle of keep doing it over and over again. I do tarot readings, y'all. I'm an intuitive reader. That's why I also speak from my intuition, not just logic and reason. That's why I'm able to connect to so many people, because I'm also intuitive. So that's one example. Thank you, Rob, my love. Thank you so much. Another one, that's from school and work. We do tarot readings on Thursdays. If y'all want to get a tarot reading, I only do them on Thursdays. But the next example, let's say a man. Let's say you ain't got no friends. Let's say you do have friends, but this man is calling you pretty. Let's focus on this one. This man is calling you pretty. Or just him being around you makes you feel pretty. He may not even ever called you pretty. But because this individual is giving you attention and you was not receiving the attention from yourself, most of the time, most women are not giving themselves that same attention. Now they get around this man. Now they get so emotionally attached to this man who's probably done nothing for them. And now they're being validated just by the presence of a man around them. That's just one of them. So that's how some women are receiving emotional support, even though it's not genuinely allowing them to feel satisfied. When we want to get emotional support, I want you guys to feel satisfied, and I want it to have longevity. It's almost like eating sugar, like when you get really hungry and you go and you eat a honey bun, versus when you get really hungry and you go and eat a healthy meal: chicken, rice, potatoes, green beans, asparagus. Which one is going to keep you satisfied for a long time and provide nutrients, right? So we want to focus on the emotional support that keeps us satisfied for a long time, and not just a quick validation, locking you back with whatever this is. Thorn said, "Girl, please, if y'all don't agree, let me know why. I accept people who don't agree. I appreciate it. Let me know why. Let me know why." So we want emotional support that is long-lasting and satisfying, okay? Ivine said, "I work as house help, but no one considers me as their family. How can I prove they are family to me?" Don't prove nothing. Don't prove nothing. Start putting yourself in an environment where people see you as family. And I would say that if you want them to consider you more as family, then you probably are wanting them to treat you better and acknowledge who you are and how you provide to your household or to their household. This is what I'm only guessing. So if I was you, I would honestly start looking for a new job of people who really appreciate the hard work and efforts that you provide to their household, and don't just see you as just someone who's doing a job, but providing this environment. I don't like the idea of proving myself to people. Honestly, it's not something that I like to do unless it's for a business loan. I don't know. If it's for a loan, maybe. I love you too, Hospa. Thank you, Jason. Bear said aunts. Okay. So the next one is reassurance. A lot of times we do need reassurance from our loved ones. And that's exactly what it sounds like Ivine is asking for, is reassurance. Reassurance. Hey, I'm reassuring you that what you provide to this household is important. You are an important part of this household. Let me tell you something. At one of the schools that I work at, I always appreciate the custodian. The custodian is the reason why the school is able to function. The custodian works so hard. He is the foundation to the school, literally. And so I'm always talking to the custodian. He always be flirting with me too. I be trying to tell him, give me 50 feet. But he cool. He cool. He done help me. He done give me so much to, decorate. And he done brought heavy stuff to the classroom all by himself. So I appreciate this person. And I always reassure him by being like, thank you so much. You're so important. I don't know what I would do without you. I'm never asking of him without at least showing my appreciation. And although I'm a woman and I'm not going to be able to do all the heavy lifting and stuff, if I see that it's taking him a little bit longer, I'm like, hey, what can I help you with? Maybe I can open the door for you. You know, that's how I reassure, you know, things like that. Justin said, my mom is the emotional support in my family. So, yeah, that, like, it really does sound like you're looking for reassurance. That's just reminding them that they're not alone and that they got your back and that you are important. You said, thanks. I have been trying even apply for USA, another country, but it's not easy because I have no idea how to begin with. I believe God will work on it. Yeah. You don't have any idea how that's going to begin for you. As long as you focus. As long as you focus and you start figuring out, because like right now you are in a state of unawareness, right? And this is a perfect time to start programming yourself, because it sounds like you said, you don't have any idea. That means you don't have many beliefs keeping you in that state of thinking. So now you're kind of in like a void state where you can just add whatever beliefs. So if I was you, I would start manifesting through affirming and saying, hey, the right people are being placed in my life today to lead me to, you said the USA or whatever country, the perfect country with the perfect job for me, where I am reassured and I am validated in the job that I provide, in the service that I provide. Something like that. I mean, if you start saying that daily to yourself, I see it manifesting for you. No, I do not speak Arabic. Battle Zone said, awesome sauce, unconditional support. Welcome back, Lillian. Hey, Nightwolf. Okay, Anton. Hey, baby. Gito said, it's good to give reassurance, but not that much reassurance. He'll think you really like him like that. Yeah, Gito. I already done told him to back up and give me 50 feet. So he know I don't play. Would you rather? Okay. Okay, anywho. So next thing, emotional support looks like comfort and encouragement. You know, I just was telling you guys earlier. Some of y'all ain't received that encouragement from your family members. Now you go and you work 10 hours a day because your job gives you a certificate of achievements. Is Mooney said, my dad is being mean, cussing at me, girl. RJ said, then teachers. Oh, yep. Teachers do provide encouragement. So what does that look like in action? Are y'all ready? Y'all ready to hear what does these things look like in action? Number one, letting a friend vent about work without jumping straight to solutions. Oh my God. First of all, thank you guys, everybody who's given us 83 likes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Allowing people to vent without trying to provide solutions. I like it. Please, that's one way emotional support looks like. Stop stopping their expression. Allow people to express themselves. Hey, GR, welcome to the chat, friend. Allow people to express themselves. Not everybody wants to talk to you and, you know, try to express themselves for, somebody said, are you a psychology professor? No. Not everybody wants to talk to you for support. Like, the support that you're providing me is an environment that allows me to feel safe to express how I feel. But I did not ask you for the solutions to my problem. But if I feel like that's what I need, I will make sure to ask you. The next one says, saying, I get how hard that must be. I'm here with you. So that's validating and reassuring them in that moment and providing comfort. It's saying, hey, you're going through a lot. This is a lot for you. I get it. I'm here. Say my name, say my name. Another one is remembering to check in later. How are you feeling about that today? That's one thing that I've appreciated, is when I vented to somebody about something that happened and they've come back a week or two later and they're like, hey, I know you vented to me. What happened? What was the outcome? Is everything working out for you? So that's another one. I'm going to give you 2 more examples of what these things look like in action. Sitting with the partner while they cry instead of rushing them to stop. Allowing people to express their emotions and not stopping their expression. What it sounds like a lot of times is emotional support is allowing people to express themselves unapologetically. A lot of times when people want other people to stop expressing certain emotions, is because they feel uncomfortable. Oh my God, Sim said nobody, even my wife, is an enemy. Oh my God, why are you still together? Why are you with the woman? Big Slim said, Meiana, I said your name. What a beautiful name. It is for a beautiful person. Thank you. Oh my God, not your wife. It's your enemy. I'm so sad for you, Sim. I hope that you can manifest a better wife who you feel very trusting of. And they're not your enemy. But a lot of times, people are not comfortable with their own emotional expression. So when you go to them and you want to express emotions, they're like, oh my God, this is making me uncomfortable because I can't do this for myself. And I don't understand why you're doing this. Right? Kevin, you said, I see that he wanted a problem that I got. I really don't know how to press my feelings, and I'll be holding a lot of stuff in. So I need some advice. You could teach me how to speak my feelings. Oh yeah, we can talk about how to speak our feelings. I like that. The Battle Zone said, just signed the divorce papers. I can relate. Oh my. Sim said, meanwhile, I am helping everyone who's asking me for help. Stop helping them. Take some breaks. Hey, Morgan, thank you, baby. Take some breaks. Stop helping people. If you feel like you're helping everybody and you're not getting anything back, stop. Yeah, you too nice. It's not even about being too nice. Sometimes it's not even about being too nice. Sometimes there are reasons why you're overextending yourself. And if you can figure out how am I validating myself through helping these people, that can help you. It can help you in the long term. Because some of that can be you getting validation through helping people. Especially if you were in that role as a child. Let's say you were the helper child. Your parents always had you helping them out. And that's the way you were validated emotionally. And you felt like you belonged. Now you're doing it as an adult. This is just an example. But, sometimes these things are a lot deeper than I'm just too nice. It's sometimes a lot deeper. Charlotte says, sometimes I have a problem with keeping some feelings to myself. I am a very blunt person, and I feel like it can get overbearing at times. So I need advice on how to choose what I say and when I say it. Okay. Shout out to Nigeria. I love Nigeria. So first thing we got to discuss how to communicate our emotions. The second thing, how to say things without coming off as overbearing or blunt. Thank you, Abby. Sim said, it's just not fair because I try so hard to satisfy everyone in my inner circle, but everything backfires on me. It's a sign. Let me go ahead and finish this, and then we'll get into the next conversation. The next one is celebrating small wins when someone's trying something difficult. Small wins. Shout out to Kenya. Small wins. Small wins. I just saw a video yesterday on TikTok of this girl. I think she's married to her husband. It's her husband. Her husband had just got 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, and she made a cake to celebrate. That is a small win. 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, and she made the cake from scratch. Another way you could celebrate is, hey, you just started this job and you just did your first week. Let's go get dinner. Let me make you a dinner. You are applying for schools. You want to go back to school. Changing your mind is a small win. You didn't want to go to school for 3 years. Now you want to go back to school and you got accepted. Oh, let's go. Or you just got a new animal. Yay, let's go celebrate. Let's go to the animal park together. So many ways you can celebrate, and that's a positive reinforcement. Humans need positive reinforcements because it's going to motivate you to keep going. Sim said, the only people who understand me are a few of my colleagues and people outside the family. Nice to meet you too, Yas. We are talking about emotional support from family. Kevin said, say love. I will keep it around with you. I've been in jail 14 and a half years. I came on last month on the 23rd, so I went to jail and I was 17, and now I'm not impressed. My feelings with my family. So a couple of people have talked about being in jail. I have a brother who's in jail, so I understand it completely. Not being in jail, but not being in contact with people in jail and how they may feel. I feel like you have to be very strong to maintain relationships with people who are in jail for a long period of time. You said the small wins for me and my husband, and I celebrate those together. That's beautiful. Okay, Bracken. Hey, baby. Welcome to the community. So, Sim, what it sounds like for you, Sim, because we was just talking about problem solving. When people come to you, because you're talking about, is it jealousy or am I indeed a bad person? Well, if you feel like you're a bad person, then maybe you could journal about it. But it sounds like you go straight into problem solving mode and then you overextend yourself trying to solve other people's problems. So you have to start learning how to be emotionally supportive and not solve people's problems. The thing about it, it sounds like this is all just what it sounds like, because we don't know each other. We haven't done any sessions. We haven't talked in person. But it sounds like you are a problem solver. It's not your job to solve anybody's problems. Let me see. I got like 3 different colors on my lips, y'all. It's all red. Get a lip liner and a lip gloss. Good afternoon, George. Can a lizard be your emotional support? It can be an emotional support animal. So emotional support versus problem solving. The emotional support is more heart-centered. Problem solving is mind, right? When you are giving emotional support, it helps the person feel heard, safe, and less alone. You're focusing on the feelings that they have, and you're more focused on, okay, you sound like you're overwhelmed. You know, let's talk about it. You're upset. I'm here to listen to you. You don't go straight into, you can't pay your rent, here's $500 to pay your rent. That's not your problem to solve. If somebody can't pay the $500 for rent, they grown. Figure it out. It's gonna get figured out. Somebody said I made them sad. Ugh. It looks like listening quietly, validating, hugging, or just sitting with them. Very rare. Did you know you're a 50% chance of your siblings being have a body? Then they're actually very rare to the DNA. No, I didn't know that. So when you are focused on being emotionally supportive, you're not trying to fix it. You're not trying to fix the problem. It's a masculine thing to always try to fix the problem. It's very masculine. So if you're a woman and you're always trying to fix somebody's problem, just know you're in your masculine energy. Now, whether that's okay with you, that's up to you to decide. It's not up to me. So I say, how about financial support? That's problem solving. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. When you're in problem solving, it's a mind thing. You are more in a, what's the practical, the best way to figure this out? Let's plan it. Let's find a solution. You're focused on the facts. You're focused on taking action. Being emotional supportive is more receptive in presence. Being a problem solver is more expressive in taking action. It sounds like, okay, let's make a plan. What's next? What you want me to help you with? How can we figure this out? What can we do? What can I do to help? And it looks like offering advice, brainstorming. helping with logistics, planning things, all those things. When you are in a problem solving mindset, you don't want to dwell on feelings. You move towards to taking action. So if you have any of those issues where you feel like you're constantly over giving yourself to people and they're not doing anything back, a lot of the times it's because you are in a problem solving mindset. Stop trying to solve people's problems. If you feel like you have a hard time doing that, start writing a list of all of your problems, and then turn that inwardly and start focusing on, how can I solve my problems? What is your number one problem? Well, my number one problem is that I keep giving to all of these people and they're not giving anything back, not even emotional support. So how can we solve this problem first? Somebody said emotional support with no financial support is nail. Somebody said my BFF as a dog in Texas died 4 months ago. I was bawling my eyes out that day. I'm so sorry, baby. That's so sad. Zeus said, I'm not speaking good English. What does emotional support? Would you explain for me in simple English? Simple English. Emotional support. So CMC, you figuring it out. You brainstorming over there, you in your mind. Now I want you to make it more heart-centered and focus on what you feel on these situations. So for you who said that you don't speak English, emotional support is being heart-centered. Tu corazón, y no, I don't know the word. I was about to speak in Spanish. I don't know the word. But it's, so in simple words, it's being present with loved ones and allowing them to feel their emotions with you. That is what it is. I hope that makes sense. And I hope you understand those words in English. It's like saying, I believe you. I hear you. It's okay to feel this way. You are strong. That's what it looks like. So earlier, good morning, Guy. Hi, Duncan. Earlier, somebody asked, what was it? It was two different things that somebody asked. Somebody talked about being blunt and not coming across as overbearing. That was Charlotte. And then somebody else talked about how to communicate emotions. So number one, if you are wanting to communicate your emotions, you first have to be aware. This is why when you are trying to get emotional support from somebody and they cannot provide it to you, a lot of times it's because they cannot provide it to themselves. So for you, you have to be emotionally aware, especially if you want to provide emotional support to other people around you, your family, your loved ones, your friends. And the way that you're aware, you just feel. You're human. You have emotions happening every single day. You're human. Hey, Oscar, hola. You feel them. So you just need to sit down. And the way I like to do it, because I 100% know in my heart that emotions are expressed through your physical body. So I'm going to say, well, right now I'm mad. What is my body doing right now? Maybe my throat is getting tight. Maybe my throat feels like it's getting tight. Maybe my chest is getting tight. Maybe my arm feels like, oh, maybe my hands are clenched. Maybe my teeth are tight. These can be some ways that your body are expressing these emotions, right? Maybe my toes is curled up. What if I feel fear? Maybe my body is going inward. Maybe my head is down. These are ways that your body is physically expressing these emotions. So just write, and don't overthink it. Write exactly what your body is doing in that very moment. Say out loud, this is exactly what my body is doing at this very moment. If you feel like you are contradicting yourself or you don't believe in yourself, don't even try to associate it to the emotion. Just be like, this is what my body is doing right now. Maybe my eyes are closed. Maybe my mouth, my jaws are tight. Maybe I'm not sitting up straight, right? That's a sense of your physical body expressing an emotion. So that's first how you become self-aware, and then you can tie it to, okay, well, I do feel angry, I do feel sad. I like the emotional chart wheel. I'll show you guys a picture of it right now because it's very detailed. And you can go from a very vague emotion and get more concrete. How do you address the physical versus emotional effects? When you ask that, what do you mean? Miss Raps the Beat said, being a girl, I've always gone to my mom for almost everything. Hey, 9 rounds. Gotta stay home 2 to 3 days, girl. This is the emotional wheel here. So when you can see that it starts with like anger, and then you can see it gets a little more detailed, and it gets a lot more detailed. So you can choose whichever one of these, any of these. Okay, I feel angry. Okay, well, what type of anger do I feel? Do I feel let down or humiliated? Well, okay, if I feel let down, am I feeling resentful? Am I feeling betrayed? This allows you to get more detailed about how you're feeling if you cannot be emotionally, if you don't have that skill yet. And I would say if you have a hard time being emotionally aware, download this picture and refer to it every day so that you can get it slowly. If you just look at this once a day and you just do it for fun, like, okay, right now I feel this, you just keep getting more specific, your emotional awareness will build over time. And over time, you won't need this picture to help you figure out what emotion you feel. So that's about emotional awareness. Once you can feel it in your physical body, once you can say it with your words, with that visual support, then that's when you just say, I feel blank. Period. Cut it off right there. I feel blank. And that's all you have to say. Now, if you want to expand that utterance, you want to expand that sentence, then you can say, because of blank. I feel sad because the show that I really want to watch has not been uploaded to YouTube yet. And I was super excited to watch the show. Now I am disappointed because I want to watch the show. So that was that for that one. The battle zone, you said, like, the physical has brought me illness like high blood pressure and heart attack. Okay, so it could be because you get stuck on that emotion and you don't transmute it to a different emotion. So I'm glad that you asked that, because if you're feeling a low vibrational, okay, as Mooney said, I feel anxious. Why do you feel anxious, girl? I like it. How do y'all feel right now? Let's talk about it. So when you are feeling these emotions, your next step, especially if it's a low vibrational emotion, is to transmute it to an emotion that is more supportive to you, which on average is peace. Now, I always show y'all this because this is how I do this every single night. I have a whole section in my book called Beliefs and Emotions, literally a whole section that discusses how emotions are created in your body. So let me read it to you guys so you guys can get an understanding. I'll read the emotions part. Emotions is a moving, stirring, or agitation within your body. Emotions means to move out. So emotions have to be expressed outwardly, right? Emotions is that sensation within you that animates us, if we can be so honest. It animates us. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, of course. But how to identify your emotions. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. I do mention the emotion wheels in this section, just in case. But if you want to identify your emotions the way that I like to do it, another way besides the emotions wheel is the thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down. Just using your hands. How do I feel right now? I feel good. And a lot of times it's going to be difficult for you to be like, I feel good, if you really feel bad. Or you could say, I feel, I don't know. I don't really know. That just means you don't have enough information. You don't know much about the situation yet. It could even be like, kind of good. It's like, I don't know, but kind of good. Or it can be kind of bad. That's another way you can identify your emotions. But the way that you transmute those emotions, again, this is coming from my book. You can find it on Amazon if you are interested in it. It goes deeply on how to reprogram yourself. I always tell you guys, this is what I do to transmute my emotions. I do it every night because I feel it's very important. People say that it's backwards on this, but if you screenshot it, if you screenshot this and you flip it on your camera, you can see it clearly. On your photos, you have to flip it on your photos. You can see it clearly on your photos. So the first thing you do when you are trying to transmute an emotion, battle zone, is you have to identify the emotion. Well, you have to identify what your goal is. Oh, my girl said she feels sick. I'm sorry, baby. Battle Zone, you said, where can you purchase the book? It's on Amazon, and it's actually linked. If you see the 3 dots over here, you click on the 3 dots, it will pull up something. It will say description. So you'll be able to find that in the description. But when you're shifting unsupported, again, this is all in here. It even tells you how to express some of your emotions as well. It has a whole section about emotions. I love my book. But it's called You Are Programmed. You Are Programmed. An essential guide to developing a successful mindset. So that's what I was saying. If you're trying to transmute your energy, you have to acknowledge what your goal is. So my goal is to, what's a goal example? I'm thinking off the top of my head. Give me a second. My goal is to be closer to my family. We talk about family. My goal is to provide emotional support or feel emotional support from my family. Well, I first have to acknowledge how I feel currently. Let's do it together. Let's say everybody's goal is to feel more emotionally supported by our family. Well, how do we feel currently? Some people may feel like at peace, like I don't really have any issues. I already feel it. Some people may feel very angry. You have a cold, girl. I hope you feel better, baby. Some people may feel very anxious, right? We have to then go into explaining, like when I do emotional transmutation, it's not just a one and done thing. It's not, oh, we're going to meditate, we're going to feel better. I'm mentally processing through this. You mentally and emotionally processing through this. You have to feel it. You have to explain it. Because if you're not feeling and explaining through it, you're not sensing through these things, you get stuck very easily. And the purpose is not to be stuck in an emotion. The purpose is to transmute and move past the emotion to feel better. So you say you feel confused. Okay, I like it. I mean, I don't like the emotion, but I like that you're aware. So then you have to go into detail. You don't have to say everything, but it does help if you do respond, if you want to go through this together. But you need to explain, why are you confused? What are you confused about? When did this confusion start, you know? And then you literally have to feel the emotion. So when I was telling you guys earlier, in your body, what does that feel like in your body? A lot of times confusion can be up here. Confusion can be up here. It could be tight. Okay, tell me something about sibling DNA. It can give you tightness up here. You know, you can feel like your face scrunching. I like to, because I'm a visualizer as well, I like to see what I'm visualizing. And I add that to my feelings. It's more of a sensory experience, but I write that down as well. Okay, I feel confused. Maybe I'm seeing somebody like stumped. So I will write that down. I'm seeing somebody who's stumped, who has their hand underneath their chin, face crunched up. Thinking, you know, these are things that I write down. You said, but she scares me. You want a relationship, but she still scares you. This is something that you would journal. That's your goal. I want a relationship with my mother. You journal through this. The goal is that, and then every single thing that you're answering would be in relation to that goal. Thank you, Desi. You said then you will figure it out on your own if you would come and see it. Okay, thank you, girlie. It's Mooney. So once you feel that emotion, confusion can also be in the heart. Your chest could get tight. And I would always say, where is it? Is it right here, lower throat, higher throat? higher chest, lower chest, below the chest. You know, where are you feeling that at? Focus on it. Then the next step would to be acknowledge. Acknowledge, and I'm moving through this quicker. You guys can do this on your own. I already showed you guys the how to do it. I mean, I showed you guys the book so you can read it for yourself. The next step would be to acknowledge and make it clear. I don't want to feel this anymore. This is the most important. All of them are important. Every step is important. But acknowledging that you no longer want to feel this is making a decision. Because you now have choices. I know that I can feel better. Let me make the decision that there is a better feeling to feel, and I don't want to feel this confusion anymore. The power is yours. You said, what if you have a feeling your father don't like you? That's another conversation. That's another conversation. So once you acknowledge that and you explain why, well, I want to have this relationship with my family. I don't want to feel confused anymore because it's keeping me stuck. I know there's more to the story, and I know that it's possible to have a relationship with my family, or maybe I feel like it could be, maybe, but this confusion is keeping me stuck and isolated, and I don't want to feel that anymore, period. So then you move to the next step, which is step 4. What do you want to feel? What do you want to feel about this? Well, what's the opposite of confused? Clear, clarity. That's the easiest way for me, is to look at the opposite positive emotion. You know, we look at emotions on the spectrum. To feel the opposite of clarity, the opposite of confusion is clarity, right? So let's say you can say you want to feel other emotions, but we're just going to focus on one. I usually do 1 to maybe 5 emotions that I want to feel. Girl, I usually choose 1 to 5 emotions that I want to feel. And in the book, I just give simple emotions like joy, understanding, reason, love, and willingness. But there's trillions of emotions that you could feel. There's even some emotions that you could feel that don't have a specific title when you blend them all together, right? So once you do that, you identify a time where you felt clarity. You say you want to feel clarity. You want to feel clarity because you feel like clarity will allow you to move closer to your goal. Well, when did I feel clarity? And then you will sit down and you will think about a time where you felt clarity. Then the same way that you felt the confusion, you will sit and you will feel how that clarity feels. A lot of times clarity feels like an open portal. You feel a sense of openness, like in this area. You feel a sense of expansion. You feel a lot motivated because you know where you're moving towards. You think of a specific time in your life where you felt this clarity. You think of a specific time in your life when you felt this clarity, right? Sorry, y'all. Then you write down that timing. What happened? Well, I was clear when I knew, bye baby, when I knew what school I wanted to go to, what job I wanted to work at, what car I wanted. I was clear when I knew where I wanted to live. I was clear when I knew I wanted to move. There's so many times where you felt clarity in your life. I love you too, baby. Have a good day, baby. Now, this is an important step. You have to identify the similarities. How was that time when I was clear about what car I wanted similar to my goal of being closer with my family, feeling emotionally supported with my family? This sometimes can be a little harder, so you can compare and contrast. Well, I knew what I wanted. Period. Now you know I have this goal, and I do know I want to be close with my family. I know that I wanted this exact car. Maybe I didn't know. The contrast is maybe I didn't know where the car was, so I did my research. Okay, now I can compare and say, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, so maybe I can do my research. Maybe I can start researching how to get closer to a family when I don't have that. Yeah, side by side compare. Side by side compared. Compare and contrast. However you would like to do it, be creative. You know, this is you. You do whatever you want to do. And then the last step is to express gratitude. I'm so grateful that I now know that there is a way for me to achieve this goal. Once I was a little confused. So that is how I process through transmuting my emotion. And sometimes I will write that same goal 3-4 days in a row, and I'll transmute. Maybe I've had 5 different unhealthy emotions about this goal. By the end of the week, I've been doing the same goal, focusing on the same goal all week. Oh, baby, I'm a lot more motivated. Because what that is, when you're comparing and you're contrasting one experience to another, I need to do webinars. It's in the plans. I have a couple of videos where I've done a webinar basically about some of the topics in my book, about like how emotions are created, how beliefs are created. I just one step at a time. I'm just focused on one step at a time, but it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. I do want to host a page 33 conversation where I support y'all through this journaling prompt, so y'all can do it on y'all's own time whenever y'all want to. Maybe y'all can ask questions about the book as well. But end of the day, express gratitude to yourself for processing that emotion on top of the experience that you've had. Because again, what that is doing when you're comparing and contrasting those experiences and you're finding that similarity, you're anchoring yourself into the reality of your manifestation. And the more you're anchored into it, the more you can sense it, the more you're motivated to get there. So you say you'll pay for it. Let me plan something. You know, I got the website coming out in the next couple of weeks, so it will be on my list of things to plan, and I'll be able to list the class on there. So again, that was from You Are Programmed. If you're interested in transmitting emotions through writing, through journaling through it, that's how you're going to do it with that. That's how you give your own emotional support. That's how you give yourself your own emotional support. It's comforting, it's validating, it's reassuring. It's all of those things. So somebody earlier, Charlotte, had asked, can you motivate another to express their feelings through modeling? I think that's the best way to do something like that. You don't want to force somebody to express themselves. You want to model it and show them through you being yourself. When people see someone who can express themselves and their feelings, they'll feel a lot more comfortable to do that with you. So don't try to like tell somebody or tell them this is how you do it. Don't be like, okay, I'm gonna show you how to you know, express your feelings. Just be yourself, and you work on it, and then you provide that environment whenever they come to you. Somebody asked about being blunt and not being overbearing with some of the things that they say. I have to think about that one a little bit, because off the top of my head, I don't know exactly. But my first guess would be, if you feel like you're very blunt, write a note, write it out first, and allow what you're trying to say to process through writing. So you can either write a note in your phone, in your notes, or you can write it pen and paper. But when you write it, it allows your mind to process through these things. Y'all, we had 99 likes. If y'all are on here, if anybody has not liked the video, can you please make sure you like the video? Put a one time. Let's see if we can get to 100 by the end of today. We've been on here for a minute, almost an hour and a half, which is not too bad. Do you guys have any other questions? Do you guys have any other questions before we go? Yeah, we got to 100. Thank you, whoever did that. I appreciate you. If not, we'll go ahead and go for today. This was a good conversation. I enjoyed going into depth about emotional support. A lot of people, oh, thank you, Battle Zone. A lot of people said that they don't get emotional support from their family. So we now that we are seeing that our kinship, the people that we're genetically connected to, that we are not getting that, we have to model that and then create our own community. And then a lot of times when you model it, people will want to build that relationship with you. When you feel safe enough to be that for yourself, those same people who could not provide that for you, you then begin providing it to them. And then y'all can start building that relationship, right? Belle, you said, how can you express yourself when someone is pressuring you? You ask them and communicate that you need time, because you cannot express yourself under pressure. and you don't want to be overwhelmed with the emotions. You want to be able to communicate with them with clarity, and you want to be able to communicate with them about whatever the topic is, you know, in a supportive environment. So this is just one example, but just asking for space and time, and then being clear about how much you need. Because sometimes when you ask for space and time, especially if you're talking to somebody who has abandonment issues, they don't completely understand that. People who want to be codependent and enmesh in each other's lives, they may not understand that. That's just one example. So try to be clear about how much you need. Hey, give me an hour. I want to work this out with you. Be reassuring. That's emotional support. Be reassuring. Hey, I want to work this out with you, but right now I feel pressured, and I don't think that I can provide the best aspect of myself in these moments, and I want to provide the best of me for us because I want this to work out. I want us to be able to be on the same page and have a strong relationship. So just give me an hour. Give me one day. I wouldn't say take more than one day. You know, you want to get these things dealt with quicker than later, sooner than later. And yeah, just be like, okay, once I no longer feel the pressure, I'll come back and then we can communicate. Or maybe if you feel pressure, write it out. Write it out and then take it from there. You said, do you think it's good to take advice from family members? It depends. Do you respect them? Do you want to be like them? I don't think it's good to take advice from people who you don't respect or that you don't want to be like. Now, if they have something that you appreciate and you admire and you want to be like them, yeah, listen to them. If they've achieved their goals and they are successful, listen to them. If you feel like they want the best, even there are some family members who want the best for you, but they are nowhere near who you want to be. You may respect them, you may love them and admire them for being them, but they're not in the same lane as you. They're not moving in the same direction that you want to move in, and that's okay. You said, as usual, always great content and conversation. Thank you so much, Battle Zone. Is this advice for men or women? It's for everybody. Men, women, dogs, cats, dragons, birds, the trees, the plants. He said, how do we know what people want? You try so hard to please their motion sensor where there's no light. Baby, I don't understand that. I mean, okay, hold up. How do we know what people want? You try so hard to please their emotion sensor when there's no light. Okay, let's focus on the first part. How do we know what people want? You know what people want based off of what they tell you they want and what their consistent behaviors say. So if somebody's saying that they want to lose weight, but they keep eating McDonald's every day, then it's not consistent. It's not adding up. So I would say, Mother God, girl, hey, I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm happy to see you, baby. Crunchy Paw, you said auntie. Okay. So how about we scratch? Actually, I said based off what they say. Only so many people you can listen to what they say. Other people, you want to look at their actions. Only people you want to listen to what they say are people who are solid and consistent in their behavior and consistent in the words matching that behavior. But for other people who their words don't match their behavior, you just watch the behavior and you see what adds up. And if it don't add up, then they lying to themselves. Yes, words versus actions. And stop trying to please people. That's an issue. That means you're a people pleaser. Don't please nobody. The only person you can please is yourself. You can barely even please your kids. It's good to see you too, baby. You're catching the tail end of it all. I'm about to get off of here in a minute, but I'm hoping you can catch it maybe this week. Maybe this week, maybe next week. But yeah, yeah, that's what I would say. I like the last part of this at the bottom, the quote. It says, feeling supported is one of the purest forms of being loved. Feeling supported is one of the purest forms of being loved. Emotional support is important. So once y'all can start providing yourself that your own emotional support, which we talked about that again in You Are Programmed, how to provide yourself that emotional support through transmuting it. Also, transmuting meaning shifting a negative emotion to a more positive emotion, then you will begin to provide that for yourself. That is the reason why when I come on here, I'm able to provide emotional support to y'all, is because I do it for myself every night. I also have like this over here is where I put all my accomplishments. You know, when I started realizing the people who I'm seeking validation from to feel proud of me, I'm not getting it, and now I'm having an anxious attachment style. I turned it inward and I started to do it for myself. And that's why I always tell you guys, I create my own Canva certificates of achievements, and I'll say for anything, bitch, I just did 5 squats after not doing a squat in 2 weeks, baby. I'm proud of myself. I will put it on a certificate of achievement, laminate it real quick and hang it up on here. Don't play with me. You said this had you really excited to get back into journaling. What? Yay! That makes me happy. Ivan, you said thanks for the advice. Meeting you is a goal. Thank you. I'm excited. Mother God, you said emotional support is all. When you learn to give it to yourself, you manifest it, period. And you welcome, Battle. I'm proud of you. Proud of me too. Thank you, Mother God. Oh my God. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, whenever you're able to provide emotional support to yourself, it's easier to do it for other people. It's easier to show up and feel safe because you feel safe with yourself regardless. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm excited to talk about this again tomorrow. We are manifesting love and belonging. And once you feel that within yourself, which we've been talking about it a lot, it's so easy to give it to other people. It's actually, it becomes natural. It becomes who you are. So I'm excited to talk more about it. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.